So the Associated Press with a very interesting story about Clinton's server. Now, remember, the whole story is not just that she had a private email account, which other secretaries of state have had, but she set up her own private server in her house to circumvent the State Department guidelines for government officials having all their emails be accessible to the public because they work for us. Now, and by the way, personal emails would not be released to the public. That's not how it works. But it is important record keeping. Part of the reason is you don't want those servers hacked, and for both private and more importantly, government emails to be accessed by others. But it's okay because Hillary Clinton assured us that that was not the case. In fact, the Associated Press reports Clinton has repeatedly denied there is any evidence her private email server was ever breached. Well, here's a slight problem with that. It turns out that many different organizations, over a dozen organizations, have filed Freedom of Information Act requests saying we would like to get access to emails where government officials talk about what happened with Hillary Clinton's server. And obviously, eventually, we'd like to have access to the actual emails in that server. Now, Hillary Clinton says she deleted 30,000 of them, and sad day for you, you'll never get them. You know, they're deleted on her end, but not necessarily the other end. That gets to be a complicated issue. But what is clear is they have a right to ask for those emails. Judicial Watch was the first to be successful. They're a conservative group, but what they filed was legal papers, and on that they're absolutely right. The Associated Press filed very similar papers, and they want the same exact thing. So that's why they're reporting on it, because now because of those filings, we do have the emails on this issue. So what do they reveal? Was there any breach of the servers? Oops. It turns out there might have been. So let me go to the Associated Press here. Days after the technical crisis on January 9th, 2011, and there was a technical, quote, crisis, an IT worker was forced to shut down Clinton's server because he believed, quote, someone was trying to hack us. So, you got no evidence that anybody was trying to hack my private server? Wrong. Now we do. Yes, they were definitely trying to hack your server. How do we know? Your guy said it. We now have their emails. More emails. Later that day, he wrote, quote, we were attacked again, so I shut the server down for a few minutes. So this is happening repeatedly. More from the AP. It was one of several occasions when email access to Clinton's BlackBerry smartphone was disrupted because her private server was down, according to the documents. More. The AP reported last year that in early morning hours of August 3rd of 2011, Clinton received infected emails disguised as speeding tickets from New York. The emails instructed recipients to print the attached tickets. Opening an attachment would have allowed hackers to take over control of a victim's computer. So now this issue is settled. We have the internal emails. There was no question that some people were aware that Hillary Clinton had a private server in her home where she was storing important government emails, and they were trying to hack into them. But it actually gets worse. Because of the issues they were having in Hillary Clinton's private server, that also affected the State Department servers. Let me read that part to you from the AP. The emails showed that the State Department technical staff disabled software on their systems intended to block phishing emails that could deliver dangerous viruses. They were trying to urgently resolve delivery problems with emails sent from Clinton's private server. They explained further, Abedin, who was her top aide, and Clinton, who both used Clinton's private server, had complained that emails each sent to State Department employees were not being reliably received. Do you understand what happened there? Clinton and Abedin said, our emails aren't going through, so hurry up and make them go through. The State Department's tech department panics, oh my God, Clinton and her top aide are asking for this, we're gonna do it right away. So they shut off the materials that protect the State Department computers in order to receive those emails. That could allow them to get infected. Oh, that's a disaster. Now, conveniently, and this is not a conspiracy because you had real journalists, you had conservative groups, you had every kind of group asking for these emails. They happen to be released now through legal proceedings, right? It was not a decision made by the DNC or anything like that. But the timing of it is, well, now that the primary looks over, at this point when it's released, it allows not just the Hillary Clinton people, but other people in the press, not the AP, but the cable news guys, et cetera, to go, that's old news about our server. The primary's over anyway. You guys are a bunch of dead enders. Okay, but can I get an acknowledgement that you guys were wrong? They were trying to hack into her account. We don't know if they got fully in and what they got if they got in, but there was no question there was a significant coordinated effort, and that it also affected the State Department computers and servers, and that is a significant security issue. Now, why do you think the FBI has been investigating all this time? Why do you think her top IT guy pled the Fifth Amendment 125 times? I don't care about the number of times he said it, because if you say it once, you might as well say it 100 times on 100 different questions. But he pled the Fifth Amendment because he's concerned they might have broken a law. You don't plead the Fifth Amendment if you're not concerned that law might have been violated and you're culpable. A dozen FBI agents are not wasting their time. This is what they're looking into. Now, whether they will have an indictment before the nomination is over at the convention is a different issue. But right now, it seems hard to believe, given all the information that has already happened, given all the people that have already been interviewed, that FBI wouldn't conclude their investigation and hand it over to the Attorney General before November. Really? It's probably going to come out in the general election. Oh! And then we'll say, we warned you, and it's not to gloat, it's to tell you the reality, and then they'll say, oh, well, no one could have seen this coming. It's right here. We already know it's going to happen. By the way, you know what? Who else knows it's going to happen? The State Department. Here's what they said earlier. In a blistering audit released last month, the State Department's Inspector General concluded that Clinton and her team ignored clear internal guidance that her email setup broke federal standards and could leave sensitive materials vulnerable to hackers. Her aides twice brushed aside concerns, in one case telling technical staff, quote, the matter was not to be discussed further. Now, when you tell the mainstream press, that usually works. You go, this matter is not to be discussed further. The Clinton team has decided this. And when you tell the State Department, when you're running the State Department, that's usually how it goes. But when you're in a general election and you tell the other party, this matter is not to be discussed further, that's not how it works. So the chance that this is going to be a real problem for the Democratic Party, and if Donald Trump gets elected, for the entire world, is enormously real and significantly high percentage. So God help us all.